fight, say Crawford, like immediately. They're not even debating it. Are they making a mistake?
Well, time will tell. I mean, in the end, if you make me pick, I'll pick Crawford.
Everyone's talking about the one fight right now, Terence Crawford versus Canelo. Who do you got?
I gotta go Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford?
Yeah.
Why?
This is the best ever.
In there underestimates Crawford's strength. That could be a mistake, okay? It only takes a few pounds of pressure to hurt a guy. You don't need to be that big of a guy to hurt a guy.
Max Kellerman cautions Canelo Alvarez that Terence Crawford could be the one to retire him. He explained that Crawford is a sharp and twitchy fighter with deceptive timing. Kellerman points out that Crawford usually studies his opponents in the opening rounds before unleashing precise and powerful punches. According to him, Canelo's strength may not be enough against Crawford's adaptability, making this a dangerous matchup. Shaquille O'Neal, known globally for his dominant NBA career and outspoken takes on sports, has thrown his support behind Terence Crawford ahead of the mega showdown with Canelo Alvarez.
The tough thing for Crawford is that Spence has a very high work rate, and we've seen Spence win behind a jab and defense on a world-class level. He's also a real hard hitter, and he's twitchy, and he's very aggressive. So usually Crawford likes to study a guy for a couple rounds, and then he kind of, okay, now I got it, and then he does it. But against Spence, you might have to hurt him or knock him out, because you turn around, and if Crawford messes around, it can be down 4-1 after 5 rounds, and not against the guy who's looking to survive, against the guy who's looking to beat you up. On the other hand, Spence also has to worry about the fact that he's been through a lot in his life so far. And Crawford, although he also has been really about boxing for a lot of years now. Usually that guy will have the advantage in the moment of truth. And Crawford's always made adjustments. He's probably the best adjusting fighter.
In his view, Crawford is the best fighter of this generation and possibly of all time. Shaq highlighted Crawford's unique ability to adjust mid-fight, describing him as a rare talent who blends timing, precision, and composure under pressure. He believes that Crawford's sharp mind and natural fighting instincts will ultimately overwhelm Canelo. For Shock, this is not just a clash of boxing's biggest names, but a chance for Crawford to etch his name permanently in history by saying outright that he has Crawford to win. Shock joins a growing list of high-profile figures backing Bud to shock the boxing world once again.
Shaq, what I meant, listen, you're a lifelong combat sports fan. You go to all the events. Everyone's talking about the one fight right now, Terence Crawford versus Canelo. Who do you got?
I gotta go Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford?
Yeah.
Why?
This is the best ever.
Really? You think he's the greatest ever?
Yeah.
Over Ali, Muhammad Ali? I didn't know you were a big Terence Crawford fan like that.
You have to understand that there's eras, and in different eras, you can bring down the titles. Like, for example, Joker's the best big man now.
Right.
And I don't like.
You put Joker over you as the best big man? Oh.
Different eras and different time. It's not my era, not my time now.
True.
It's their time. So he's the greatest big man in the NBA right now. So I let the people decide who's that. But right now, Terence Crawford is the best.
So
and Floyd, because Floyd has never lost.
So how does Terence beat Canelo? Decision?
He's
or
gonna knock him out.
He's going to knock Canelo out?
Yes, man.
So they're going to have the fight at the Vegas Stadium, Raider Stadium. You're going to be there?
I heard it was off.
No, it's back on.
Okay.
Now
yes,
it's back on. It's in September 13th in Vegas.
Yeah, I'll be there.
You'll be there. Front row?
Of course.
All right, cool. You're the man. Listen, I saw you lace up the gloves once versus Oscar De La Hoya. Can we ever see you put the gloves back on? Maybe versus Dwight Howard.
Well, why would I fight him? I only fight champions.
You only fight
If I do, see, my thing is, all these guys have a problem with me, but you wait till I turn 50 to say you want to fight.
Right.
I don't respect that. I'll fight Gronk, because Gronk is a champion, and he's a friend of mine, and I know that he'll compete.
So you want to box Gronk or MMA?
What up? MMA.
MMA.
Yeah.
So, hey, bigger, so you're a legend. Hey, you're always the coolest. Congrats on another successful year at Shaq's Funhouse.
Former world champion Timothy Bradley also weighed in strongly on the matchup, particularly addressing the narrative surrounding Canelo Alvarez's sparring partners. After it was revealed that Canelo brought in Jiren Ennis, many wondered if Crawford would be intimidated knowing Canelo were preparing with such high-level fighters. Bradley dismisses completely, stating that Terence Crawford is not the type to get scared or rattled by news from his opponent's camp. According to Bradley, Bud is simply built differently. His confidence, resilience, and track record in the ring all point to a fighter who thrives under pressure. Bradley even went as far as calling Crawford the GOAT, emphasizing that the Omaha-born champion is mentally unshakable and technically superior.
Tim Desert Storm Bradley, who the hell is scared?
Who's scared? I ain't scared. T ain't scared. Team Crawford ain't scared. Shit, we ain't never scared. Y'all better get it right. Shoot. Hey, Canelo, you might be getting that Chrysler 300. You getting that Chrysler 300 work right now. That's what you getting. But you ain't getting that. You getting that Bentley on the 13th. You getting that Bentley on the 13th, my boy. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and play with that Chrysler 300. You getting the real on the 13th. I promise you, man. Shoot. I've been saying this since the first day I sparred this man. Trust me. I'm telling y'all, man, out there. Crawford is a different animal. Yeah, he's something like a Michael Jordan. He's something like a Kobe Bryant. He's something like a LeBron James. Yeah, damn it, he a GOAT. I'm telling y'all, GOAT. GOAT. When y'all gonna step up, man? When y'all gonna believe me, man? What do I gotta continue to tell y'all? He gonna figure it out. Shoot, Crawford is Ali. Crawford Sugar Ray Robinson. Crawford Mayweather. He got Mayweather in him too. Yeah. He got Hagler in him. He got Duran in him. Understand that. Y'all think this is a game, man? Y'all think I'm just blowing smoke up my mind? I'm not. No. I'm telling y'all. He gonna figure it out.
For Bradley, there is no doubt that Crawford welcomes a challenge with full confidence and refuses to be distracted by external noise. One of the biggest storylines leading up to this fight has been the reported visit of Floyd Mayweather Jr. to Terence Crawford's training camp. Given that Mayweather is one of the few men who has already faced and beaten Canelo Alvarez, his insight could be incredibly valuable. Mayweather's blueprint against Canelo was built on sharp defense, counter-punching, and frustrating the Mexican superstar with precision. For Crawford, having direct access to Floyd's advice would mean learning from the very fighter who solved the Canelo puzzle over a decade ago. Reports suggest that Floyd spoke with Crawford about discipline, patience, and how to exploit small windows in Canelo style. Crawford's physical strength at 147 pounds has always been one of his most
2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout, will not learn and not be able to pick up from Jerron Boots Ennis sparring Canelo Alvarez. There's an uproar because Jerron Boots Ennis, African-American fighter, black boxer, has joined the Mexicans' camp to help prepare the Mexican fighter, Canelo Alvarez, defeat another African-American fighter, which he needs Jerron Ennis to give him looks of the undefeated pound-for-pound king, 4-division world champion, 2-division undisputed world champion, superstar boxer who will be a first ballot Hall of Famer once he retires as well, in Terence Bud Crawford, who has 41 wins, no loss, no draw, 31 wins by way of knockout.
Underrated attributes. Despite moving up from lighter weight divisions, he has consistently demonstrated power and durability against larger opponents. What further underscores his preparation is the fact that he has been sparring with former pound-for-pound great Andre Ward. Ward, a master technician and undefeated champion, provides Crawford with a kind of experience that cannot be replicated elsewhere. Training with someone of Ward's caliber pushes Crawford to adapt to complex strategies, improve his ring IQ, and sharpen his defensive awareness. The combination of natural strength, relentless work ethic, and exposure to elite sparring partners builds the case for why Crawford could be at his absolute peak walking into the Canelo fight. The message is clear. But
I think I just side with the black guy. I seen the comments in the last video that I did, okay? But we have to break some things down into perspective here. First and foremost, Terence Crawford is a very strong 147 pounder. He's not a regular guy. He's not a regular 147 pounder. Another thing is, he's an extremely determined fighter. That guy's a winner. He's cut from the same cloth as the Andre Wards, the Floyd Mayweathers. You only get certain fighters that come across in a decade that have that kind of aura and that kind of determination to win. Now, we want to break it down fundamentally. Don't get me wrong. Canelo is a strong fighter. You know, he's proven himself. He got a great chin. He's fought some of the best fighters that you can ask for. But he's not that much bigger if you ask me. They're about the same size and height. Now, don't get me wrong, he's a little bit wider. He's a little bit, you know, thicker, right? Like, as far as his frame goes.
Is not only a natural winner, but one who prepares at the highest possible level. Veteran analyst Max Kellerman has described the upcoming clash as the biggest event of his entire career. Despite covering some of the most iconic fights in recent history, Kellerman believes Canelo versus Crawford carries a magnitude that surpasses them all, even the highly publicized Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson spectacle. In his analysis, the fight transcends normal boxing hype because it involves 2 pound-for-pound kings, each representing different eras and styles of sport. Canelo is the face of modern boxing dominance, while Crawford is a symbol of technical brilliance and underdog resilience.
How would you rank this fight out of your top 3 to 5 of all the boxing fights you've called, you've experienced, you've watched?
In terms of the magnitude of the
magnitude,
fight?
yeah.
I mean, of the fights that I've called ringside, it might turn out to be number 1. I've done Pacquiao fights, I've done Mayweather fights, I've done Anthony Joshua against Klitschko. Those are big fights, but this will, listen, because of Netflix, this will be the most watched fight, championship fight, in almost 50 years. This is going to be because Muhammad Ali fought Leon Spinks in the rematch in '78, and they did 90 million TV sets. 90 million. And since then, what has even come close? The biggest fights have all been on pay-per-view, and they do 2 million buys. Oh my God, 4 million buys, Mayweather Pacquiao. As I keep saying, if 5 people per TV set watch, that's 20 million people. This is going to do multiples of that. So, so when you look at it from like a commercial point of view, it'll easily be the biggest boxing event I've ever.
For Kellerman, this fight represents boxing at its purest. 2 champions meeting without excuses, politics, or delays. The anticipation surrounding it is not just about viewership numbers, but about the legacy implications for both men. Some experts argue that the version of Canelo Alvarez we see on Fight Night will determine the outcome more than anything else. Critics have noted that Canelo's recent performances have lacked the explosiveness and sharpness that defined his prime years. To beat Crawford,